I thought maybe today, as kind of coming to the end here of this 3.5-year adventure, I'd give you just a real quick look at old Willideen, the 48 pickup, who's up on the lift right now, just finalizing the last handful of things to see if it'll start. And maybe worth mentioning, we got license plates on there now. She's legal. I never get to show you the whole vehicle, and it's still kind of hard to do because we're indoors still. Hood's not on there yet, but I'm not going to put it on until we see if we can drive this thing. Maybe worth mentioning and reminding, this thing got junked, parked in 1962, which was, what, 59 years ago since the last time it was driven. And of course, underneath was just, it was junk. There's no other word for it. Let's go under there a minute. Everything under here has been done. Of course, those of you that have been following for a long time remember the infinite bed floor project and the frame that came with that, getting all that done. Obviously, every brake line, fuel line, suspension component is all totally redone. Mostly you're looking at original fasteners. Yes, I snuck a fuel filter in there. Then there was the dreaded Timken clamshell rear end rebuild. Drive shafts just went back on today. Transfer case is rebuilt. Never been spun, obviously. Transmission was rebuilt. And then there's the front drive shaft back in place now. And obviously the bottom of the engine, front suspension, that front axle and knuckles, that was my baptism of doing any kind of work like that. And Jab Jeep was huge in getting me through that. Cab floors, of course, that's all been redone. Everything's been redone. There's not a single piece of this truck that hasn't been completely apart down to zero and back up. It's just what it needed. And anything that was rust out has been fixed. Let's go ahead and put it down here. This is where it lives, by the way. We're in the shop, obviously. The 56 Chevy that comes up periodically lives over there on that side. This table has all the engine pieces that will go back on Chuffy. It's Chuffy's turn next. And we're getting to that. We're getting to that. The floors are done in Chuffy. That's all. The rust repairs are done. Components been piling up as such things go. Waiting for when I come to that. So let's put this thing down. Make a little noise here. Old Willideen I've spent all day checking fluids, fixing one more thing, lubricating things that have been built for 2 years and haven't been touched since. Had to make a drain overflow for the radiator for any excess water to spit out on the ground down there. All I've got left today is top off that cooling system and see if it starts. I'm still waiting on that hose that connects the air cleaner system. That's no big deal. But we're all hooked up and she's ready to hopefully run. And if the running goes well and we check things after a little bit of running, then we'll see if it'll move under its own power. And I'll give you separate videos for that stuff when the time comes. Inside of here, of course, was another mountain to climb. This was pretty roached, as the American pickers say. And of course, everything you're looking at in here works exactly like it's supposed to. That dreaded rubber floor mat. Yet to find out how that column shift will function And of course, the gauges remain a question mark, and I fully expect to have to work through some issues there. So we're going to wrap up here and get ready to make another video and see if this thing will start. Vintage Don out, with fingers crossed.